I'll let you start.
Um, well, that's the thing. It's like I'm pretty sure you've never heard any of these, so I was wondering the best way to present them.
Yeah, I kind of figured that would be the case with this topic specifically.
Right. So I guess I'll start off with okay. Ah, what happened?
I don't know. There's a stream. You're streaming something here.
Okay.
It says watch stream. Oh, okay. You're sharing your screen.
Okay. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, this is kind of goofy. But yeah, so Leonora Carrington, she wrote, well, she was also a painter, but
Okay.
she's like very surreal and has done a lot of well, short stories. But I was, yeah, thinking of adapting whatever I could to the appropriate medium. Um,
So, what you said it's surrealism?
yeah, you know, like Salvador Dali,
Right.
maybe some of her
Do you
artwork.
have a favorite of hers? Or
Um,
one that you'd like to adapt?
well, I guess the first one I was looking at during the hackathon was The Milk of Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's like, I guess the problem is like the image generation's like not there yet. Like they're making it, I guess, more realistic. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna animate it with the, you know, with characters that don't really fit into, you know, a human category.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to animate, you know, a boy with two heads, and it's like the AI just doesn't know what that is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I imagine
she's
it would
kind
be
of like
tricky.
Dr. Seuss, but crazier, and she doesn't shy away from dark stuff.
Yeah. What is the one you mentioned, The Milk of Dreams? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
What's that one about?
it's I think it's a collection of characters. I was gonna see. Okay, let me see if I can, because I downloaded it. Let's see if I can open it up so I can share it with you. Showing off all my illegal downloads. Where did I put it? Um, oh, okay. Yeah, it's like I don't really have words to explain a lot of this, which I guess makes it ideal to give video.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Visual, more of a visual medium.
My laptop doesn't catch on fire. So yeah, I guess we'll just go over the first one, the Headless John. So yeah, basically his head grows wings and flies away.
That is quite strange.
So yeah, I think that would make a great short story or YouTube short, whatever.
Yeah.
If I could do it.
Yeah, it could definitely be some really compelling imagery. Definitely something people would like to watch after they smoke a bowl or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of stuff that I like that I can see myself doing is a lot of like weird nightmarish things like that. Yeah, I found this YouTube channel Wormwood, but yeah, he had like Jocko talking about drinking pee and waking up at the fridge at 2 in the morning to go on a marathon run. I guess if you don't know who Jocko is, he's a Navy
I know.
SEAL.
You're
Oh, okay.
not a big fan, but anyway.
Blasphemy. It's like I don't know. I guess there's that Marine in me that
No, I get it. I get it. I don't have a direct problem with him. I just like most of those kind of motivational type. I don't know. It's just not for me.
um yeah, I usually gravitate towards the people like who's that Japanese novelist that's a marathon runner. Um, he wrote
No
like
idea.
it was like 1984, except it was like IQ 84. It's like this alternate reality book. Um, but he's a marathon runner, and it's
Mhm.
like I guess his logic was to keep his body in peak shape so he could write novels. And it's like I have more respect for him because he's done good novels and stuff, and like Jocko has kind of
Right.
his body of art is just lackluster or mediocre.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
There's. I've seen like little clips of Jocko talking, and I'm just like, all right, so this is just one of these Navy SEAL types talking about,
yeah,
you know, be a man and be disciplined, and like, all right. I mean, sure. I don't dislike him like I do someone like Jordan Peterson. I fucking hate that guy.
okay, cool. We can
Mr.
argue about
Intro.
that then. I'm a fan up to a point. It's like he
Of
does
Jordan
have
Peterson?
he has some gold nuggets, but
Well,
yeah,
I mean, he talks so goddamn much. Broken clock is right twice a day. I mean, yeah, there's been little things here and there. I've seen him say some things where I'm like, yeah, I mean, he's right, but you know, I don't like the fact that he's basically just
it's kind of culty.
you know diet fascism and his
Carnivore diet's kind of weird.
relentless, insane transphobia is just it's real fucking old. So
Oh, I guess I didn't get those vibes.
like it's one of the things he never shuts up about it.
I guess I'm in the bubble.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's your third choice is
Sure, if we can only do three.
yeah, right? Actually, I had a hard time coming up with three. Um, I thought it would be like most of the time where I have to eliminate a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept finding out that most of the books
Oh, we're already made?
were already made into movies, yeah. And a lot of them are terrible movies, and a lot of them aren't. And a lot of them I just forgot that they had adaptations. Like one book that for a long time I read it and I thought this would be a really good movie if they adapted it. And it was called Timeline by Michael Crichton. And it's like a time travel adventure story.
Okay.
But the way he wrote it was very, like, it's full of action scenes and it's very visually. I thought it would adapt really well to a movie.
Yeah.
And then they did make it into a movie about 20 years ago. And I was like, ooh, cool. So when I saw the preview, I thought, this doesn't look very good. And then I saw the movie and it was awful. Like, it was really fucking bad. And that sucked.
Movie rights are tied up, so.
Yeah, it was just like there was.
Don't really know how that works.
It's like they just wanted to pump out this movie. So
yeah, probably Michael Crichton at that time.
Fucking terrible. The acting was awful. Everything about it was terrible.
Yeah, really. I think Jurassic Park's probably his only really good one.
Yeah, I think so. Trying to think of.
Sphere was popular, but I kind of hate it.
Which one?
Sphere?
Fear?
Sphere.
Oh, Sphere.
Yeah.
Like you kept breaking out or breaking up at the exact moment you would say the word. Sphere. I forgot about Sphere. Yeah. I never actually saw the movie because I just kind of assumed it wouldn't live up to the book because I thought the book was really good.
Yeah, I think it has a lot of like unfilmable sections. Or
Concept and stuff, yeah.
yeah, maybe they just didn't. Maybe the CGI just wasn't good enough at the time.
It was like late '90s, wasn't it? It's kind of an old one.
Right.
I think.
It's been a while since I've seen it too, so it maybe fell into that phase where I was a dumb teenager and didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah. And it's funny, I remember, recently I read a book called The Deep by Nick Cutter. And I had originally, I first read his book called Troop. And that almost made my list.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's, well, when I get to my number 3, I'll
Wait a minute.
go. But
I almost forgot. Aha, I get to show off now. So,
oh, nice.
this is her tarot deck.
Yeah, I saw on the search results that there was a tarot deck.
I don't know. Anyway, this was well worth the money. It's like the only book I've bought in the last 5 years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that one when we meet up again. Bring it with you because
okay, I'm getting like.
I'd like to flip through that.
Okay.
Because I love tarot. It's all nonsense, but
Hopefully.
I have like a huge collection of tarot cards, and I just like them.
I have a David Bowie deck, Starman.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a David Bowie deck. There's a theme deck for everything, I think. So,
like, it wasn't David Bowie who made it, but he like sponsored.
Right, like themed. Some
of the original, and it took the artist like. After David Bowie died, he was like, "Oh shit, maybe I should finish this."
Oh, jeez. Anyway, so I read this book. It's called The Deep, and I really like that author, but it was kind of. It wasn't a direct ripoff of Sphere, but it was basically a grittier version of Sphere. And I was kind of disappointed. But his other book, The Troop, damn near made my list because that's one of my favorite novels. And the one that did make my number 3, I'm pretty sure there is already a movie of it.
Mm-hmm.
Carmilla is my number 3. by Jerry Sheridan LeFanu, and I don't know if there's there's almost a guarantee there's a movie, probably from the 70s. But that is one of my favorite. It's a novella, I guess. Have you heard of it?
So let me see if I Googled the right thing. So you said Carmilla by Sheridan Lee Fanu?
J. Sheridan LaFanu, however you say it.
Oh, Joseph?
Yeah, maybe it is Joseph.
Okay, so this was published in 1872?
That sounds right. Yeah, lesbian vampires.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. I don't think it really gets overtly like. It's lesbian vampires, but it's also the 1870s, so it doesn't really come out and say that they're lesbians, but they're fucking lesbians. Like they do overtly like fall. But it's got some really creepy imagery that I love, especially towards the beginning when the protagonist is describing like the first time she meets Carmilla, and she like wakes up in the middle of the night, still a kid, and there's just this woman's face like crouched down right next to her on the bed, and it's just fucking creepy. And later on, when they meet, when the protagonist is an adult, she realizes that that's the woman she saw in her bedroom, and that like fed on her as a vampire, right? And she basically calls her out on it, and she says like, "Yeah, I had a dream once," and she kind of uses that like mystic thing to trick this woman into falling in love with really abusive relationship stuff. Pretty fucked up.
Okay.
Really, really good early vampire novel.
Yeah, there was a 2019 movie made.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to check it out. And if it gets it, if there's already a movie made of it, and that means I can't pick that, then my pick would be The Truth by Nick Cutter. That was the caveat that I had. Like, I was thinking, I'm pretty sure Carmilla's been made into a movie probably more than once. And if it has, then I'll just go with The Troop. And
It didn't
that one.
Yeah, that's pretty recent.
Yeah, I didn't. Wow, I had no idea there was a recent one. I assumed there was one probably from the 70s because it's all sexy and there's lesbians and but
Yeah, I never heard of it.
yeah, you should check it out. It's a short read.
Okay.
If you're into kind of classic gothic horror.
Well, it's like it reminds me of one of my other picks, which is Les Chants de Maldoror. Which I'm
Okay.
totally butchering, but it's yeah, Nosferatu type character. I guess I should talk a little bit about the author. Like, he was French in the 18. Like, so it was published in 1868.
Okay.
But
What
yeah,
was the author's name?
well, he published it anonymously under some fake name. but his name is Isidore Lucien Ducasse. So I have a couple of his books too. Let's see. Yeah, and then there's another one back here that I was gonna read something, but it's been so long. Like during the hackathon, I was just taking the original French because it's public domain, and just throwing it into the engine to see what it would turn out. And yeah, some of it worked, some of it didn't. I guess just because a lot of it's kind of narrative poetry porn. I guess it's like they're just like really going on and on about how great the writing is and stuff like that, and that doesn't really translate into a visual medium.
Okay. Is it like so? It's a long prose poem, right?
Yeah,
And
it's basically this guy is like realizes he's like meant to be evil, and so he just embraces it. It's like the scene that I remember was kind of this like blood throne, and the way he describes it was just fantastic. But yeah, I probably should have found that. It's been a
yeah, I
while.
got the Wikipedia page up.
It doesn't go too much into it, I don't think.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like a series of vignettes almost. You know, in poem form. I should check it out. It does seem very gothic,
Oh yeah, definitely. And I suppose
very
it's kind of
atmospheric.
surreal too in some of the
Yeah.
descriptions. It's like flying sharks and stuff like that. I guess the lead like mates with a shark or something. I don't know. It's got a lot
I
of that
guess the
flowery language.
translation is the songs of Maldoror. Maldoror? Is that how you say? I don't know how to say that.
I think you got to roll your R's.
Maldoror.
There you go.
Sometimes Wikipedia has like a little sound thing where you can hear the how something's supposed to be pronounced, but it doesn't have it for this.
Now I
A
think
chants
like this has
Maldoror.
been made into like mostly music, but it's like there was. I did find a movie. Well, I use quotes. It's like a non-budget movie based off of this, but it's like it was so terrible I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
No, not at all.
It could also be a like a series of shorts, like a
Yeah, maybe I'll have to look at it more. It's because I was trying to do the translation. Um, yeah, it's just been a while, and it's on
yeah.
the to-do list. So
All right. Well, speaking of horror and surrealism, I can go on to my number two.
mhm.
And I went back and forth on this one because I thought, I don't know if that should ever be adapted, though.
Hmm.
Because it's just not going to live up to the book. But I do think, instead of a movie, if it was adapted into like a series, like on HBO or something,
Okay.
and it would have to be on HBO where they don't shy away from the really grisly content. But Blood Meridian, I think, would make an interesting series. There would have to be a little bit more of a narrative plot injected into it,
Mhm.
but only a little bit, because it does have a story that develops, but it also kind of doesn't.
Okay.
And it if they made a series, they'd have to be real careful not to let it meander. And
I mean, if you do that well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, meandering's a huge part of life.
Yeah, and it's a huge part of the story. They're literally just kind of meandering around south of the border, murdering people, and fighting in battles and shit. But you've got these long monologues by the judge, which is the kind of antagonist of the story, on the nature of war, and it gets in like these weird philosophical territories.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think his books had heroes.
No, not really. I mean,
I did.
yeah.
I took your advice and I was listening to, I think it was Child of God.
Yeah.
So with the Lister Ballard running around in women's clothes, shooting people. So yeah, it piqued my interest.
Child of God is one of his, I guess, darker ones.
Okay. I mean, I read it because it was short, so.
Yeah, they're all pretty fucking dark, but that one is like just like straight up like serial killer shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was kind of a, time when like shit like that would happen and you just wouldn't hear about it. It would be swept under the rug.
Yeah. Yep. And Blood Meridian, I think Blood Meridian is his best book. I haven't read all of them, though, to be fair. I think I have all of them, but I haven't read because I gotta do the audio version. I fucking hate trying to read his books.
Okay. Like my next book is like that.
Yeah.
For my next pick.
I am curious who could play the judge, because it's such a, you really got to get it right. I mean, the book is basically about him, even though the protagonist is someone else. And he's such a, like, he's almost otherworldly in his level of evil and the way he, just his whole vibe. It's like, not even the devil incarnate, but like war. If there's like if you could just personify war, it's that character. And so you'd have to get the right actor for it, and I don't know how to pull it off. Looks wise, maybe Vincent D'Onofrio with the shaved head that he has in Daredevil, but he'd have to bulk up a lot. But he's got the creep factor, and he can be sinister. I think he could probably pull it off.
Wait, did that guy play Kingpin?
Yeah, and Daredevil. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's also the guy from Full Metal Jacket. And he was also in Adventures in Babysitting. He played Thor.
What? Okay.
And well, he didn't play Thor. He played the guy that the little girl thought was Thor. But what's funny about that is like he's built like a brick shithouse in that. Like he's really in good shape in that movie, and I think it's a movie I've seen where he's not chubby.
Oh.
So we know he can do it. But I think for Blood Meridian though, like he has to have to be kind of barrel chested and big. But he'd have to build up like a lot of muscle, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, that one's just a fun one to think about. Like, how would you do it, casting wise and visually and all that stuff. It's just kind of fun to
I just realized
imagine.
I took none of that into account.
That's funny. Well, that's my
Okay. Well,
number two.
my number one, and it's like I loved this book ever since I read it. It was The Obscene Bird of Night by Jose Donoso.
The obscene bird.
Yep.
Oh,
But
I like
yeah,
the cover.
this is one oh I have it right here too. Don't know which one you were looking at.
Yep, that one came up too.
But yeah, this is about isolation and like the way it's written. Um, like he'll change perspective like mid sentence. Like you'll
Okay.
character swap, and yeah, it's very disoriented. And I just found
That
this
was
out like
actually
15 or an hour ago. Like I guess he was high. Like he got into some accident and was in the hospital and overdosed on morphine for like 15 days.
the
And
author.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, and after he experienced that, then he finished this book. So
Hmm. Okay. It actually kind of reminds me of a little bit, a very different book, I'm sure, but uh, Stephen King, after he got hit by that van, remember that?
mhm.
Um, he was kind of in the same situation in the hospital. I don't know if he overdosed it. I mean, he was in recovery by that point. So
I
he
remember
may have
him
refused
talking about it.
painkillers.
Well, in his book on writing, like he was
Yeah.
talking about, yeah, waiting to be able to like just like the agony of knowing if he could write again, and then like
Right. Yeah.
getting his setup going. And I thought it was a while before he did, but
Well, he wrote Dreamcatcher. I don't know if he like wrote it in the hospital, but he came up with a lot of it in the hospital. And Dreamcatcher is a good one to mention for this discussion because that is one of my, along with that Michael Crichton book, one of my biggest for an adaptation because I love that book. It's one of my favorites of his.
mhm. I thought we
And
saw
the
it.
movie,
It's
we
terrible.
probably did. The movie is so bad. It's so bad.
I remember the alien coming out of the toilet. That's about.
Yeah, yeah. And that scene's really well done in the book. It's really, but the whole movie is just silly nonsense, and it just was. It was almost too directly adapted. And
Yeah,
if you do that with Stephen King,
yeah, it gets weird
it's
or silly.
yeah, it doesn't really work if you know,
Unless you like that, but
yeah, unless you do. I mean, like Maximum Overdrive has its fun to it. Christine has its fun to it. But this was a book that had some really serious. I mean, he wrote it when he in all that agony, and the movie just kind of made it all really silly. Um, Also, they should have just left out the mentally challenged character.
I don't really
Like,
remember that.
yeah, there's a whole subplot, and it's in the book too, where the kids had their friend that was mentally challenged, and
What?
and it's a case of, did you ever see Tropic Thunder?
Mhm.
And he says, like, you never go full retard. You just don't. And
Yeah.
that was an example of that. It's not Mark Wahlberg, but the other one, Donnie Wahlberg, uh, going full R word, and it's really, really bad. So anyway, that what you were saying kind of reminded me. The novel was written sort of in the same way. And then I got off on the tangent about the movie.
Okay. But yeah,
So,
for the obscene bird, it's like I didn't want to give away the ending, so I'm like,
mm,
well, shit, what do I talk about? But I think this book really captures prostitution really well, like just the whole experience of it. Um,
from the perspective of a prostitute, or
well, both, because he really changes perspectives like all the time.
oh right, yeah, you could
It's
say,
very
yeah.
stream of conscious, and um, it has been a while since I read it too. But
Mm. Yeah, I might have to check that out actually. Um, it definitely sounds interesting, and
but yeah, the whole thing is, I guess, about isolating yourself from society. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, well, let's see what else.
Well, I mean that's something that I've had to deal with is isolation. Isolation has been a big theme in my life in the past.
Well, that's just
So
the society we live in. It's like give and
yeah,
take.
and so do prostitutes. So
Right. Let's see. Where was it? Oh, the witchcraft. Yeah, it's like I guess it's part of that genre. I don't know if you've read the 100 Years of Solitude.
I did when we were in high school,
Really?
but I don't really remember much of it.
Okay. Well, I guess it's part of the same genre, kind of magical realism.
Magical realism.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it has like witchcraft in it and witches and like it's I don't know. I
I
find
do.
that fun.
Oh yeah, I always find like witches and witchcraft is a very fun subject matter. I like that stuff. Um, I mean, you know, The Craft came out when we were in high.
Huh. Like I remember the trailers for it. I don't think I like that's probably one of the movies where I was banned from watching.
Oh, I was too, big time. Like our church did not shut up about that movie for like years. You know, they were obsessed with that fucking movie, and I was obsessed.
Wait, what?
So
Nev Campbell or
I mean, sure, Nev Campbell, sure.
just that
I was more,
gothic stereotype?
yeah, I was more into Feruza Balk. You know,
I
that
forget.
chick who will burn your house down and slash your tires, but you're still, that's the one you look at and you're like, oh,
Worth it.
yeah, yep. All right,
Like I had a thought.
number one. You had a thought?
Well, it left. So
Yeah, mine do that all the time. So my number one is a book called, and this is another one that might make a better series, because it spans a gigantic amount of time. Not gigantic, but it spans several centuries. It's called Forever by Pete Hamill, and it for a long time was my favorite novel, and it probably still is, but it's been about 20 years since I read it. So I need to give it I need to read it again. I really need to read that again, and see if I still feel the same way about it. But I do think it would make a great film adaptation. It's about this guy who, in Ireland, in like the 1700s, and his family is like a murdered aristocrat guy, right?
Okay.
And he ends up pursuing this guy to get revenge. And he follows him all the way to New York City. The time is in a swamp. And on the way there, he gets mixed up with some of the slaves on the boat that are being transported. And one of them's like a shaman or something. And through a series of events, he ends up getting granted immortality as long as he never leaves the island of Manhattan. And then throughout the book, it's just the story of his life from the 1700s on up to, it ends with 9/11. I won't tell you how it ends with 9/11, but it happened. You know, the ending is on that day. And you just see him like live out his life in a single city, see the city like grow and become what it is now. And it's a really cool look at just how a city develops over time through the eyes of this
Okay.
gets to live long enough to see it.
I know the Puritans had a lot to do with how that was developed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really interesting book, and I want to go back and read it again because, and it's very sad, it's very somber in a lot of ways, you know, and there's it's very atmospheric. But yeah, I would definitely check it out, and I would definitely love to see it made in at least a.
Okay.
So yeah, those are my picks.
Okay, cool. It's like I had two other authors I guess I wanted to mention.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I don't know if you've read either of them. So Bruce Sterling, he wrote a what do you call it? Cyberpunk. It's more with biology though, but it's called the Schism Matrix.
Okay. These
Like it won some Nebula Awards.
That's probably why it sounds familiar. You know, I didn't even think about some of the sci-fi. There's a few like classics, like was Neuro. I don't think that.
I thought they were, but let me see if they actually made something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Snow Crash. I don't think that's ever been adapted.
I thought that was on. I thought they were making that. I thought it was in production, but.
Oh, maybe I don't know. Yeah, I didn't even think about a lot of those types of books. It just didn't even enter my head. But those, well, most cyberpunk would make a good movie because cyberpunk's fucking awesome. and you got all the visual shit. You know.
Yeah, Snow Crash is in production, but what was the other
Shit, I
one?
didn't know.
Neuromancer.
Neuromancer was the other one I mentioned.
Oh, it's a TV series.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
On Apple
See, that's
TV.
what I kept running into. Was every time I was like, "Well, what about this book?" And then I find out, "Oh no, it's or a show or something."
Yeah, I was stoked about the Sandman, but yeah, I don't know if they're.
Yeah, I think they're pulling the plug on that one. I
Well,
think.
it's like I haven't read the comic book in a long time, so it's like I don't
Yeah, me neither.
remember.
Me neither.
Don't
I
remember
don't.
what ground they covered.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see pretty much anything by Neil Gaiman anymore. I think. I don't think anybody's going to touch any of that at this point.
I guess I don't know anything about it, so.
He turned out to be, you know, a sexual predator piece of shit. So
I don't know. I'll go with the imposter. There's a doppelganger Neil Gaiman out there impersonating him.
yeah, that's got to be it.
I don't want to believe, but I guess I'm
I didn't either. That one.
pure at heart.
I didn't want to believe that one either because when I heard about it, I was like, oh no, not him. Because I loved that guy, loved that guy. But yeah, some of them hurt when you find out they're a piece of shit. Like Kevin Spacey, I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, that annoying ass British guy, I can't remember his name.
Oh.
That one didn't surprise me either.
This is
A lot of them didn't surprise me.
I'm gonna steer this back into the books. It's like this guy's heart of gold. He also looks like a monster, so. But Gene
Who?
Wolfe.
Yeah, the author you were just talking about. What was his name?
Oh, Bruce Sterling.
Bruce Sterling. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know how much I wanted to really talk about that. It's just like it's kind of reminds me of Cronenberg in like Existence, where it's
He doesn't look like a monster.
like Gene Wolfe is the one.
Oh, Gene Wolfe.
Yeah, him and Neil Gaiman praise each other's work a lot.
Oh, okay.
I know Neil Gaiman really looked up to him, but he's dead now, so I guess nothing to worry about there. But he did seem like he had a heart of gold too. So
yeah.
But yeah, with Gene Wolfe, it's like everything he's done. I'd love to see made into a movie. I think it would be really, really difficult to do, just because like Gene like works with memory a lot. Like like one of his series has a it's like this Roman soldier, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he has, you know, the what is it called? Like memento with the amnesia every day. Like you wake up and
Right.
you like don't know where you are or you know like you have memory gaps. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
like his notes written to himself to remember, and you know he loses his scroll and like all these different things happen. So it's like making that into a mini series would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then there's other sci-fi novels where he has like shapeshifters who impersonate characters. So
I mean,
yeah, that can be
that's always a fun trope to play with.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like just understanding what the book is talking about is, like really difficult. So,
Yeah.
and with the author dead, and I don't know how much he would have even remembered. But
Yeah.
back
Speaking of
to
sci-fi,
huh?
did you ever read Ender's Game?
I think I did.
I got around to it about 10 years ago because I know it's like this classic and everything, and I did not care for it.
It
I
was
didn't think it was very good.
it was okay, but yeah, it was kind of a teenage
It's
boy.
nerd revenge porn. That's all it is.
Yeah, kind of. I was trying to
Like the
remember.
character is like too perfect, and what do you call it? A Mary Sue, you know?
Huh.
Oh, I also almost chose Clan of the Cave Bear. That's one that I almost chose. And then I remembered, wait, no, there was a movie, and I remember seeing it as a kid. It has Daryl Hannah in it. Completely forgot. But I would like to see it updated. A newer movie of that would be one of my top choices because that's one of my all-time favorite novels.
Oh, I thought that was a guy. That's a girl.
Oh, Daryl Hannah?
Yeah,
Yeah, she's the one that gets her eye plucked out in Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill Part 2.
I did not remember that part.
Do you remember the evil lady with the eye patch
Not
in
really.
Kill Bill? Well, never mind then. You see Splat with Tom Hanks, where he falls in love with the mermaid.
Oh, the mermaid.
That's Daryl Hannah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I must have been sleeping in Kill Bill. That was did I see that in theater?
Um, but yeah, it's Clan of the Cave Bear, one of my favorite books. And there's just not enough fiction that takes place in the Paleolithic era. I don't understand why. It's such a perfect setting for all kinds of stories.
Yeah. You could kind of go Star Wars with it and have them, just where they travel back to some planet that's prehistoric.
Yeah. I mean, Homo sapiens have been here for 300,000 years, and we only started writing 5,000 years ago. Civilization is only like 8,000 years old. So almost all of our time here was spent in that era, and no one writes stories about it. Because, I mean, to be fair, we have no idea what happened and what,
Gilgamesh
things were like.
I guess the Bible. Maybe.
Huh?
Well, there's Gilgamesh and then the Bible. But
Well, yeah, the Bible, what is that, 2,500 years? 500 or 5,000 years or so,
I thought
if we're
parts
talking
of
Old
it were,
Testament.
yeah, I thought parts of it were pretty old. But I'm not a
And
scholar. I don't know.
Gilgamesh, I think, is about 6,000 years. Let me look it up. Now I'm curious.
Well, they made a movie about Gilgamesh,
Yeah,
and that's the first I didn't type.
it's 4,000 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, 4,000 years old. And, I mean, we had cities long before that. But what is agriculture? I think is only about 12,000 years old, something like that.
Yeah, I guess that was one of the big changes in human development.
Well, yeah, I think it was the big change.
Um, yeah, I thought we were on another one where we would decouple sex or sexual procreation, but we might still be a couple hundred years away from that.
I mean, we have like artificial insemination and all that.
Yeah, artificial wombs and things.
Yeah.
I think they can. Uh, I thought they could make it from stem cells as well, where you don't even need like an egg and a sperm.
Yeah, I think, yeah, there's a lot about that, but, people freak out over it. And then cloning, of course, there's a whole bunch of ethical things about that people get worked up over. And I'm just like, I guess I kind of see where they're coming from, but all of their issues with a lot of that stuff is working from the assumption that we have a soul, and I assume we don't. So I'm just kind of like, all right, I don't. Maybe there's some ethical issues.
Ill-defined.
Yeah. Now, if cloning causes like really, if you're bringing into an existence a person who's guaranteed to have a bunch of health issues, or if they're the pugs of people, that's unethical. We should stop making pugs, is my point. And bulldogs and pit bulls.
I don't know. I guess a part of me is just embrace the chaos. See what you can do. I guess that's kind of the schism matrix. Like that's where that goes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like a no holds bars genetic engineering.
I mean, no, that's definitely not where I go with it.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's where the book goes, and I want to see that movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, you said part of you thinks embrace the chaos. So, if we're talking real world stuff, it makes for great fiction. But if it's in the real world, I'm all about reducing suffering as much as we can.
Yeah, it is kind of. I think the crux of that is that like if you voluntarily approach it, it's not as bad as like being forced into it.
Oh, well, that's the case with just about anything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's quite a lot of activities that I enjoy immensely, but if I was forced to do them, I would not enjoy it at all. It'd be one of the worst things that ever happened to me. So.
Yep. All context.
Yep. But anyhow, I need to get off here in about 10 more minutes. So.
Okay, I guess we can wrap up. Let's see. So next week,
we could go back to the list. I think next week is cosmic horror.
Yes,
or the next on the list.
Yeah, cosmic horror.